It's the I Can't Mom Today podcast with Heather, the new mom, and Vera, the seasoned mom. I Can't Mom Today.
Hey, this is Vera and Heather back again with another episode of I Can't Mom Today podcast. Hi, Vera.
Hey, Heather. How's it going?
You know, I mean, I'm on the struggle bus today.
Struggle bus?
Yeah, scarfing down some gluten-free oatmeal as we talk. Yesterday when I went to bed, my neck was just like killing me. And it's like right where, you know, your neck and shoulders meet, and then it radiates up my neck and through my shoulders, about halfway through my shoulders. But that's it. So I can't look around. Like everything else is fine on me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm just in a lot of pain. I'm hurting a lot today. Like it's definitely hurting my focus. But
yeah, I've had that pain before, and it makes it really difficult to like get around, like driving. If you want to turn your head, you can't turn your whole body.
Yeah, like breathing hurts right now.
Yes. Ugh, I'm sorry. That really sucks. Have you tried taking an ibuprofen?
No, I'm trying really hard not to take any medicines, because like when I go down the medicine route, then I start taking it all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like then I'll feel like just the slightest headache, and my body's like, take medicine, and I'm like, no. So I'm really trying not to take medicine, but I have I'm back-to-back meetings today, so I'm gonna have to just pull out the the heating pad on my shoulders, like cover up with a scarf or something.
Heather, why do you have that big fluffy scarf on? No. It's cold in my house.
Absolutely. So that's what I'll be doing. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm recovered from my first COVID shot, thankfully. And so, because that kind of knocked me on my bootay for a day or two.
Did it?
It really did.
Wow.
Yeah. Made me really tired. So I'm hoping the second one isn't that much worse, but we'll see. Still better than the alternative. I'm still happy to be able to have it. So
I was talking to somebody the other day, and we were talking about the vaccines, and like, we're still going to mask and wash your hands and all this other kind of stuff. But it just is like it's a relief to go, if I catch a cold, I may not be the person, I may not die. Like this may not affect me to where I might die. Like, and I feel like that's just such a relief. And the chances are not likely that will happen to one of us, but you never know. There's no rhyme or reason.
No, exactly.
Sorry, you're saying something else.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, if you hear my cat, and she snuck into my studio. So if you hear a random meow, that's her. She was licking my toes a second ago. Yeah, there she is. She was licking my toes.
Practicing for cats.
Yeah, right. For my next performance, I will play cat. Meow. So yes, but anyway.
So today we're going to talk about how, like, holidays that maybe it could be really any holiday, but I'm thinking the lesser celebrated holidays, because like Christmas is pretty big up there.
Yeah.
You know? Because one of my friends was talking about one of her relatives. So, like telephone, so-and-so said so-and-so. But they were saying like, yeah, we want to do an egg hunt, but it's not going to be Easter egg hunt because we don't celebrate Easter. So it can only be an egg hunt. And then it's like, then it got me thinking like, because, all these holidays are very commercialized, even though from my understanding, the intention is for Christianity to be celebrating Easter, the rise of Jesus, and, Christmas is supposed to be the birth of Jesus. So like these holidays are also coinciding with these commercialized holidays. And not that I'm saying it's wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. Do what you want with what you want. So I guess it's kind of blurs the line. Like if you just do an egg hunt, is it not Easter because of the bunny, like an Easter bunny, or, like, I don't understand the rationale, the rationale that it can't be an Easter egg hunt when Easter is not only about Christianity. It's also about this other tradition that we've begun with the Easter bunny and eggs and baskets and stuff. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just think it's, well, along the Easter egg, all that kind of situation, I have a girlfriend who, I guess, apparently to try and do something nice last Easter, left like little Easter egg baskets on, some of her kids' classmates' doorsteps.
Mm-hmm.
And inadvertently got a thank you from one of the parents and said, "Hey, thank you for the Easter eggs, but we're Jewish. We don't celebrate Easter." So she felt, it doesn't sound like the mom was being mean or anything, but just kind of pointing it out. So now flash forward a year later, and I guess that their kids got into a little bit of a tiff somehow. And when my friend's child was saying something about I can't remember what it was about, God gifting us Jesus, God gave his only son, that phrase.
Mm-hmm.
So her son was reciting that. The other child had never heard that. Was like, "Oh, what's that?" Well, my friend's son was like, "What? You don't know it? You're going to hell."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So apparently when my friend's husband went to pick up the kids from school, the grandmother of the other child came running over to him and was like, "Your kid told my grandson he's going to hell. How dare you? Blah, blah, blah. Just because he doesn't know recite stuff from the Bible because we're Jewish." And blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. So my girlfriend's trying to figure out how to apologize. She's like, "Oh, no." And of course, it's the same people that I had given the Easter egg basket to and pissed them off to begin with.
Well, I just feel like I may be completely ignorant. I did not know that that Jewish people didn't celebrate Easter at all, in the sense of the part of it's spring. It's we're celebrating this, being done with winter and coming into spring with this new Easter, and I feel like that's like it kind of goes into, there are two categories of Easter.
Yeah. Well, the thing with the Easter basket too, the part I left out is I think she even put a little card in there and said something like, "He is risen."
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't even just like, "Oh, nice, cute bunny and eggs." Mm-hmm. It was like, "He's risen. Yay." And, and they're like, "We're Jewish."
Yeah.
So anyway, keep going. Sorry.
That makes more sense. No, but and it may be that Jewish people don't celebrate Easter in any way, shape, or form. I know that when I was teaching, I believe there was a kid in my class that anytime we had a party for anything, he wasn't allowed to go because they weren't allowed to celebrate holidays or something. I didn't get it. I didn't dig too deep into it because it's not my business. Mm-hmm. As a teacher, I respected what his family wanted. So whenever we had a party, I hated it. I was like, "Oh, he doesn't get to."
I know. Yeah, Luke went to school with a kid like that. I think he was a Jehovah's Witness.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they celebrate birthdays either.
I don't know.
I don't know, but yes, but that would make, I'd feel bad too, even though you're trying to respect the family's wishes. Sorry, kid, get out.
It was so, but he knew. It was fourth grade. He was aware. It wasn't like, I couldn't imagine telling a kindergartner, "Okay, Jimmy," and
no cake.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not poo-pooing on anybody's, beliefs or anything like that, because you know what you need to do and what's healthy for your family and what you believe in.
Sure.
And but I can't imagine saying that to a kindergartner, like, "Jimmy, you can't. You better go to the office for the next hour."
Yeah.
I mean,
it is
super uncomfortable.
Well, see, I grew up in a Hasidic Jewish neighborhood in Brooklyn, so I'm very familiar with Jewish traditions and customs, and they celebrate Passover. In fact, I think, I can't remember if it's over yet. But anyway, so that's what they're doing. While we're doing Easter, they're doing Passover. Usually they're right around the same time.
Okay. Okay.
So
yeah,
so there is no Easter.
And celebrate.
No.
Okay.
No. So it's completely different. They build a what's it called? A sukkah. I think it was the word for it. They build these kind of it's not, I want to say a hut. It's not exactly a hut, but they would build these little things outside in their backyards. At least that's the way they did it in Brooklyn. I don't know, but and decorate them all, and then they'd have Passover dinner inside of it. I always thought it was kind of cool, and they'd have it was very festive. But yes, completely different than Easter though. Very no eggs, no bunnies, none of that stuff.
Okay, Passover is for a week, by the way. It ended April 4th.
Okay.
So
yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
Does it always do that though? Does it always? And sorry, I just I usually don't go down the Google route until like I'm enlightened about something. I'm like, oh, what? Now I need to know everything about it. And it's not because it's not because I've not been interested. It's just that no one's said this is how it's different. And I'm going, oh, well, let me look into it, which is shame on me. Right? I should be researching this better.
No, it's cool.
Interesting. Yeah, no, okay.
It's always right around Easter. Yeah. Cause I remember that, but
yeah, I've heard of Passover. It's not like I'm completely under a rock, but I just didn't know the traditions, and it was something that I just had never looked up before.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, it's cool.
I'll have to do some more digging in. So how would you approach that then? How did you approach that with Luke when he had a friend in his class and, you know, he had a different belief?
Oh, well, I would just Luke would say, oh yeah, so-and-so, and I can't remember the kid's name right now. So-and-so, he doesn't celebrate birthdays and he doesn't, but Luke was cool with, he was just like, yeah, he's a something or other and they don't celebrate anything. So he can't, when we do birthdays or whatever in the classroom or celebrate Christmas or do anything, he just can't be involved. But Luke seemed to handle it. I'm trying to remember what grade he was in. I think he was in like maybe second grade.
Yeah, it's a little young to I guess grasp the whole concept.
Yeah, but he didn't. The good part is, and if Luke had poo-pooed it, I would have stepped in and said, well, hey, you got to found a way to say something like, well, that's the way his family handles things and they believe something different than what we believe. And that's fine. But he really seemed to handle it in stride. Kids can be pretty flexible at that age, so totally. It was just more of an observation for him. Like, oh yeah, so-and-so doesn't. And I think I did say something like, well, that's a little bit of a bummer. Does it bother him? And he's like, no, it doesn't seem to. It's fine.
Nice.
Whatever. So that was kind of what it was. But again, for me growing up, I was so used to being around all different kinds of people. Again, it was so diverse where I grew up. And so between people celebrating, my Jewish friends, and then, I think when I'm trying to think of some other, well, I had some Muslim friends too, and their stuff was a little different. And so I was exposed to a lot of that. So I always found it interesting. Like, oh, how does that work? Like you with the Passover, looking that up. I think it's really kind of cool how different people celebrate different things. And
oh my God, I think it's so interesting.
I do too. And especially too, some of the customs that are just so super old that people have been doing for thousands of years. I love that. I just think it's really, really neat, the traditions and the customs that people have. Like I said, there's something kind of comforting about it, I think. Having those traditions,
Yeah, I don't know. I waver on religion a little bit.
Well, not even like, of course, here, any excuse for a party, there's like Cinco de Mayo and St. Patrick's Day. And then when you start looking it all up, like, I don't know, I've talked to some Mexican people who say, yeah, Cinco de Mayo is not that big of a deal in Mexico. It's the Americans who made it crazy and like turned it into this big hoopla. And I don't know how true that is, but same thing with St. Patrick's Day. So I don't know. Again, I don't know. I've never been to Ireland, so I don't know what they do on St. Patrick's Day, but I know here, of course, it's like, wah, party. So, and those are not, at least the way that we treat them. They're more just excuses to party is the way it seems to me.
I remember I was so I remember when we worked in radio together and I had probably been in it for a year or two. And I asked one of the other DJs, I was like, hey, when's St. Patrick's Day? And he's like, March 17th, like every year. I was like, what? On the same day every year?
It's not like Thanksgiving where it moves around.
I had gone through college and everything by that point. So I had participated in many a St. Patrick's Day, but yeah, I didn't focus. I didn't pay attention. I just knew it was, everybody was talking about it Tuesday, blah, 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 whatever. So yeah.
Yeah. Remember when they would do that with that one bar would open at like 6 in the morning?
I did that remote. Yeah.
Yeah. It's still, and the college kids, and it could be a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And the college kids would start showing up at 6 in the morning and start drinking green beer. That makes me nauseous just thinking about it. I guess I'm old and boring.
I did that and then went to, when I was in massage school, I did that and then went to massage school right afterwards.
Oh my God.
I was so tired. I mean, obviously wasn't drinking because I was doing remote. So
yeah,
I was so tired.
I'll bet. And then and then I remember too, it was always a hot mess because then by about like 8 o'clock at night, the kids are all just like totally wasted and there's just, green beer spilled everywhere and it's a mess.
Oh, people were getting arrested at like 9 a.m.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is fun. It was interesting. I loved it. I'm like, yeah.
Well, it's fun people watching if you're sober. but yeah, I don't think they do that anymore.
Oh, they don't?
Probably not a good idea. No. So far as I know, anyway, I haven't heard about it in the last few years. Again, I'm kind of out of that scene, but yeah. Sorry, we digressed.
Yeah.
Again.
So tell us how you navigate these things, because I know there's multiple different ways. And, if you are one of those people that, I don't know, does the egg hunt, but not the Easter, what are your traditions and what do you do and how do you include other people or how do you explain it to other people? Even if you do, I mean, you don't and that's the thing is you don't have to explain it, but I'm just curious. I want to know it. I'm very curious. I want to know it. So if you are willing to share, I'm willing to listen.
There you go. You can share I Can't Mom Today podcast at gmail.com. And of course on Facebook, our Facebook group, or on Twitter or YouTube and Instagram.
Yes. All the things.
All those places.
All right. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.